Well, they are coming hard for Tucker Carlson, and my goodness,
they're not even hiding their malice anymore.
Viva Frei, former Montreal litigator turned rumbler, and my goodness, the media has decided Tucker Carlson is their enemy number one. They are coming after him hard, they are coming after him unfair, and they are not even trying to hide it anymore. There's an article being circulated in MSNBC on Microsoft News, Radar Online, and the title of the article leaves no room for doubt as to the dishonesty, the newsmakers trying to make the news as opposed to report the news. Just wait until you read this headline. Quote, his reputation is in tatters, end quote. Tucker Carlson career in turmoil after Fox News firing, as no major networks will touch him, by Aaron Johnson. The headline is so atrociously dishonest. It's so patently an attempt of the media to try to create the narrative as opposed to actually reflect and report on the news that even Chris Pavlovski, the CEO of Rumble, had to chime in about it on Twitter. Chris Pavlovski, at Chris Pavlovski, garbage headlines, not true at all. Tucker Carlson is a force and always will be. But yeah, the news of the day, the news of the week, the news of the year is that, and I'm quoting from the title, ooh, that's a nice Jeep behind me, that Tucker Carlson was, quote, unceremoniously canned by Fox News, and Radar Online is reporting on this unceremonious canning as though it's a reflection of Tucker Carlson and not a reflection of Fox News. Conservative firebrand Tucker Carlson looked like he didn't have a care in the world mugging for the cameras after being unceremoniously canned by Fox News, but sources have revealed the former ratings titan's career is likely washed up for good, Radar Online has learned. Bullcrap! I've got to tell you, I ran my own law firm, I hired, and I occasionally had to fire, and when a company unceremoniously fires an employee, it's not necessarily, and it oftentimes is not actually a reflection at all of that employee, it's a reflection of the poor quality of the company that they can't even let their employees go with dignity. Tucker Carlson, and within the same week, Dan Bongino was also not able to renegotiate his contract with Fox News. Lou Dobbs was also gone, but I'm less interested in Lou Dobbs. Dan Bongino, I happen to know, is a good person and a great journalist, a great reporter, a great mind. He's a very, very smart human being, and I also take his inability to renew his contracts with Fox News not as a reflection of Dan Bongino, but as a reflection of where Fox News is going, and that is down the drain. When I first heard that Fox News fired Tucker Carlson, my initial reaction was that this was a response to their near $800 million settlement payment that they agreed to pay to Dominion voting machines as a result of Dominion's defamation lawsuit against Fox News. That was my initial first reaction, that this was an attempt to throw Tucker Carlson under the bus, ostensibly to say that we had to pay $800 million because of Tucker Carlson's inaccurate reporting on Dominion voting machines on the election of 2020. But I did remember at the time, even then, Tucker Carlson was the only one at Fox News not towing the line for Fox News. He was actually the only one at Fox News that actively, deliberately, and I would say in your face, called out Sidney Powell and her inability to deliver on the Kraken that she was supposed to deliver.
So that's a long way of saying we took Sidney Powell seriously. We had no intention of fighting with her. We've always respected her work. We simply wanted to see the details. How could you not want to see them? So we invited Sidney Powell on the show. We would have given her the whole hour. We would have given her the entire week, actually, and listened quietly the whole time at rapt attention. That's a big story. But she never sent us any evidence, despite a lot of requests, polite requests, not a page. When we kept pressing, she got angry and told us to stop contacting her. So why are we telling you this? We're telling you this because it's true. And in the end, that's all that matters, the truth.
So after my initial reaction that Tucker Carlson was fired, sort of to be thrown under the bus and make it look like he was responsible for Fox agreeing to pay an outrageous $800 million to Dominion, I then had to go a little deeper in my analysis and say, well, no, he wasn't actually historically, in fact, responsible for some of the inaccurate reporting at Fox News. So what else could explain this? And I'm quoting, unceremonious canning by Fox News. I came across some other clips where Tucker Carlson was theoretically talking about Fox News while not talking about Fox News, about how these media companies have become indebted, have become sort of servants to their advertisers, some of whom are pharmaceutical companies. And if these media companies were knowingly accepting ad dollars from pharma companies that they knew were producing a product that was hurting their customers, their user base, that some people might think those companies were, evil personified. Of course, Tucker Carlson said he wasn't talking about Fox News, but if you watch any amount of Fox News, the amount of pharmaceutical advertising on Fox News, you would know darn well Tucker Carlson was talking about Fox News when he wasn't talking about Fox News.
Is any news organization you know of so corrupt that it's willing to hurt you on behalf of its biggest advertisers? What would that look like? That level of corruption. Well, imagine that the Trump administration had made it mandatory for American citizens to buy MyPillow. That's one of Fox News' biggest advertisers. Imagine the administration declared that if you didn't rush out and buy at least one MyPillow, and then at least another booster pillow, you would not be allowed to eat out. You couldn't re-enter your own country. You couldn't have a paying job. Now imagine as they told you that Fox, as a news organization, endorsed it, amplified the government's message. And then imagine that Fox kept up those libelous attacks even as evidence mounted that MyPillow caused heart attacks, fertility problems, and death. If Fox News did that, what would you think of Fox News? Would you trust us? Of course you wouldn't. You would know that we were liars.
So then I said Tucker Carlson was probably fired for agreeing to do an interview with RFK, basically calling out Fox News' biggest advertisers. That's still a possibility. But I have come to the conclusion now that Tucker Carlson is being targeted not only because of the pharma calling out of Fox News, not only because they're trying to throw him under the bus, if only ostensibly for their agreement to pay $800 million to Dominion. They are now going after Tucker Carlson because he is a populist voice, and this is a way of silencing and suppressing any populist voice ahead of the 2024 elections. And if anybody had any doubt, just look at the media smear campaign actively going on right now against Tucker Carlson. Even before the bombshell, Dominion Voting Systems' lawsuit against Fox News revealed that Tucker lied through his teeth about attempts to rig the 2020 presidential election. He was slammed for producing Patriot Purge, an explosive three-part series claiming the Jan 6, 2021 Capitol Hill coup was a false flag operation orchestrated by liberals rather than an insurrection carried out by enraged Donald Trump loyalists. And at this point of the article, they're trying to depict Tucker Carlson as some sort of conspiracy theorist because he is suggesting that the January 6th Fedsurrection, as Darren Beattie calls it, was something of an inside job. You know, the day that the FBI and the CIA had already infiltrated, the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys knew what was coming, but somehow were understaffed at the Capitol Police. They didn't have enough people on the Hill. They had bike racks to protect, the most important building in America. There was nothing of an inside job allowing that to happen so that it could be weaponized, politicized, to demonize 50% of America and go after American citizens the way the American government went after people after they passed the Patriot Act. Now, if you suggest anything like that, which just, smells totally logical, you're a conspiracy theorist. They try to blame Tucker Carlson's toxicity on the fact that he is stating the obvious when it comes to January 6th, especially after having seen the tens of thousands of hours of video surveillance that the January 6th committee refused to release to the public. The article then goes on again to try and depict Tucker Carlson as having been one of the ones that spouted off some of the more untenable election theories in 2020 when that couldn't be further from the truth. Tucker was blindsided by his sudden dismissal. Sources claimed, quote, Tucker was a poster boy for all of Fox's problems and had to go, end quote, said a source. The bottom line, they came for Alex Jones first and nobody cared because Alex Jones was Alex Jones and he was controversial. They then came for the President of the United States of America. They are now coming for Tucker Carlson. They are now coming for anyone with a populist view because the bottom line, they are now coming for you. And if you don't understand that, I hope you understand it before it's too late. And with that said, if you like my videos, you like my content, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you want to support us, you can go to vivabarneslaw.locals.com. But more important than any of that, check in on friends and neighbors. Make sure everyone around you is doing well. And now you know you vlog. Peace out.
I've spent my whole life in the media. My dad was in the media. Like, that is a big part of the revelation that's changed my life, is the media are part of the control apparatus. Not only are they part of the problem, but I spent most of my life being part of the problem, defending the Iraq War. Like, I actually did that. When someone makes a claim, there's only one question that's important at the very beginning, which is the claim true or not?